Man, I know it's less is more and you can't do this anymore, but I sure do love just the lighting rig just above the ring. It makes it feel somehow it makes it feel special.
Oh yeah. Scrappy McGowan is the referee. The kid who is leaning up against the ropes from the outside, I should know his name. I don't, but he was always there working the ring crew. Um,
So this is
and
Jesse Barr and Pistol Pez Watley.
right, and I have a feeling that yeah, Scrappy was. I thought Scrappy was a good referee.
What do you think
Uh,
about those bell bottoms he's rocking?
yeah, huh?
How many bell bottoms did you have back in the day? Was that your go-to jean cut bell bottoms?
I think I had one. If I
Really?
recall. Yeah,
You're more of a mom jean guy.
yeah. I think bell bottoms were had run its course by '84, hadn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess Georgia's on its ass, so they're just not paying shit. My man couldn't afford regular Wranglers. He had to get just mom's leftover fucking flared out Jones.
Flared out Jones. I very interesting to see how this whole card develops. And I
Dude,
say that because, now every card is crazy, right? But back then you worked up to being crazy.
hey, I don't mean to
Yeah, you
ask
do.
a silly question.
Go ahead.
Who's the guy in the suit? You got two well dressed business people. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't tell, but that's certainly an older balding man with glasses wearing a blue suit and a tie. And
Yeah.
it looks like he's seated next to an African American woman who's
Yeah.
got on her Sunday best.
Yeah.
Are these some sort of, I guess what I'm saying is they're dressed too nice to be just a wrestling fan, and it's front and center. It makes me wonder, is that building management or those sponsors?
No, to be honest with you,
Politicians?
I think that we had regular fans who came all the time,
And just got dressed up.
and this may have been on a Sunday afternoon. They ran the Omni on Sunday all the time.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
So this could have been a Sunday afternoon, right after Sunday I go to meeting church type of thing.
Dude, you nailed it. I
Yeah.
just looked it up. This is in fact a Sunday.
Yeah.
So okay, I said Sunday best, and shit, I man nailed it.
Yeah. And a lot of times they would run for instance, Ric Flair could work here on let's say it's an afternoon and then work the main event in Charlotte on a Sunday night, drive 4 hours up. They did a lot of double shots, as you know, we've talked about. So, boy, Pez was a stud, wasn't he? God almighty.
Dude, I just would love to see, like, can you imagine in an alternate, like, if timing, we always say this, timing is everything.
Right.
But if he'd come along, like, in this more modern era, I think he'd have been a much bigger star.
Yeah. Yeah,
There's
I
something
agree.
about him that's just interesting.
Yeah.
He's got charisma.
Oh, we know that when he became Shaska Watley.
Oh my God.
He was incredible. And look at his muscular development.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's strong. He's got powerful. He's well put together. And now Jesse Barr wrestled a lot in Florida, so again, this was the Madison Square Garden of the South. So how am I doing, guys? Without the tooth,
I love it. I think you're doing great.
Thank you very much.
You know what's interesting too? I just learned this like a month ago talking to Eric. The lady who created Mando went to the same high school as him.
Wow.
I mean, not like he knows her like
Right,
on
but yeah, but
first name basis, but still, I was like, well, how about that?
is that like Minneapolis? Did he go to high school in Minneapolis?
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what's funny? I know you don't watch, and I don't blame you. I get it. Who gives a fuck? But Charlotte Flair is wrestling a lady wrestler there for the belt named Tiffany Stratton at WrestleMania. And I think it's funny because I did a little research. Not only is Tiffany from the same town that my wife is from, went to the same college.
Wow.
And now she's wrestling my wife's sister at WrestleMania. I was like, man, that's kind of fucking what a
That is
small world
weird.
that is.
Yeah, you're not kidding. So is Tiff? Look at the outside
No,
barricade.
yes,
Yeah.
just less is more. How does concrete, just bare concrete and a couple of metal, not even bicycle racks sound?
Yeah.
Look at the ropes too. You can tell like
Oh yeah.
They're not perfectly straight. Those ropes have seen some shit.
Yeah, they taped them and then stopped.
Yeah.
People out in the front found their seat. There you go. Well, opening match. How you guys doing? You guys
Oh,
go
we're
to
doing
church?
pretty good. Just had to go get us a beer here. Don't
Yeah.
tell anybody from the congregation,
Yeah.
but
Well,
anytime I watch somebody tote ass whooping, I sure do like to have, a little something cold to drink, a little cold beer.
well, I saw Preacher Pondwater up there, and he was getting a beer. Did you guys know that?
No, I was too busy humming Neon Moon. I'm sorry.
No. Well, look at Pistol Pez Watley won, honey.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He wins the first one. I think they went like 6.5 minutes or so.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing special.
Next up, it's going to be the Spoiler taking on Johnny Rich. I'll be honest, I don't remember seeing a ton of Johnny Rich. I know you and I have seen a little bit of his stuff before. Did you spend much time with Johnny Rich? You got any Johnny Rich stories you can share
No,
with us?
I couldn't pick him out in the crowd.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Which is probably saying more about my memory than it is about him. Did they do an edit there, or did they just
Yeah, there's not even any commentary here, bud. This never aired anywhere.
well, what I'm saying is, did they pull back and then all of a sudden those guys are in the ring, or did they or you get a minute out quickly? Because back then there was no entrance music back then. They just walked to the ring.
There was some, right?
Not much. I mean, well, I guess the Freebird started it all, kind
But
of.
here's what I'm saying. They couldn't play unlicensed music on YouTube anyway.
Yeah.
So even if they have the footage, they got to clip it out.
Right.
Yeah, so Johnny Rich worked for Continental. He worked for Championship Wrestling from Florida.
Okay.
He was around the NWA in '89. I know you weren't there, but he did pop back up in like '91. He was around a little bit in '92, but he was always doing extra stuff. So like, somebody's going to beat up Chris Benoit, beat him up.
Okay.
That sort of thing.
So is this Don Jardine? Is who this is? The Spoiler?
That's the Spoiler, yeah.
Mm-hmm. If I recall, Don Jardine, the Spoiler, did some rope walking before the rope walking was.
That's right. And the heart punch, I think.
Right. He didn't take too good of a bump right there. So did you ever get in touch with Palmwater Dave about all this shit we're doing for him?
What do you mean?
We're making him famous.
We named him on this show, Tony. He was
we got a song about that dumbass now. Does he know that?
Yes, he knows that.
Okay. How come he doesn't come on here with us anymore?
Well, he can come on here.
Well, he can. He doesn't.
Well, part of that is because you got to appreciate you're recording at night.
Yeah.
I mean, people need their Funyuns first thing in the morning.
I guess so.
So I'm just saying, when we would record on the weekends or something like that, where he was more readily available. But at 9:30, where he lives, man, he's been asleep for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours.
He could at least one Monday out of every 2 months say, honey, I'm going to spend 30 minutes with Conrad and Tony. He could do that. I'm tired of this excuse shit. This excuse shit's got to stop.